Hello culers and football fans around the world. Waving hand soccer ball. FC Barcelona have entered a critical moment in their season, balancing disappointment with determination after their narrow defeat to Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League. The late setback in Paris could have shaken the squad, but President Joan Laporta has revealed that the dressing room remains calm, motivated, and united under Hansi Flick's leadership. From Laporta's reassurances about the players' spirit, to Ronald Araujo's welcome rest during the international break, transfer market strategies for the defense, and the latest on young star Lamine Yamal's injury situation, there is plenty unfolding behind the scenes at Camp Nou. Laporta opens up on Barcelona's dressing room spirit after PSG defeat. FC Barcelona suffered their first loss of the 2025-26 campaign last Wednesday in the UEFA Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain. A late strike from the French side sealed the win, leaving the Blaugrana frustrated at the death. Despite the disappointment, President Joan Laporta has assured fans that the atmosphere inside the dressing room remains calm yet determined. Speaking during the 50th anniversary celebration of the PB Josep Reich Supporters Club in Molins de Rey, Laporta revealed how head coach Hansi Flick and the squad handled the defeat. "I was with Flick, the players and Deco, and I really liked their response," he explained. "They know there are things to improve. If a setback had to come, better now than later, because I see them motivated and hungry to compete for the Champions League." The president underlined his faith in the team's resilience. "Our players will never give up," he stated with confidence. Laporta stressed that this fighting mentality defines FC Barcelona at every level. "Our men's team, our women's team, our coaches, all of them share the same principle. We fight until the end, not only in competitions but also against every obstacle along the way. That spirit has only grown stronger, even though we inherited a wage bill exceeding the limit by €600 million. While acknowledging the bitterness left by the defeat to PSG, Laporta pointed to the recent Handball World Championship triumph as a source of pride and encouragement for the club. "We always find ways to overcome challenges, and that only makes us stronger," he insisted. "We've taken brave steps with the new stadium because it was essential. Other clubs rely on external capital or state funding, but we are proud to remain a members-owned club. The new Spotify Camp Nou will restore our competitiveness. It will be the safest and most modern stadium in the world." The Barca president also paid tribute to the club's supporters. "The fans and supporters clubs are an invaluable reflection of Barca's strength. They give us the energy to stand up and fight against everything." Finally, Laporta reiterated his board's commitment to building Barca's future on firm foundations. "We inherited a terrible situation, but we've worked tirelessly to save the club, and we've succeeded. People trusted us to restore the economy, advance the Spotify Camp Nou project, and keep La Masia at the heart of our sporting vision." With belief renewed within the squad, Laporta views the PSG defeat not as a setback but as fuel for motivation. As Barcelona prepare to take on Sevilla, his message is firm. The Blaugrana remain united, focused and determined never to surrender. Good news for Barcelona as captain given a rest by national team coach. Ronald Araujo was one of the FC Barcelona players facing one of the most demanding international call-ups ahead of the upcoming break, which begins next week. After all, the Uruguayan national team will be playing 2 friendly matches in Malaysia, against the Dominican Republic on Friday, October 10th and Uzbekistan on Monday, October 13th. Ronald Araujo given a break. However, in a welcome boost for Barcelona, Marcelo Bielsa, Uruguay's coach, has released Araujo from this double commitment, reports Mundo Deportivo. These are not official FIFA matches and would have required an extremely long trip from Barcelona for the second club captain. From the Catalan capital to Kuala Lumpur, the venue for the first of these friendlies, the distance is 10,567 kilometers by air, around 17 hours of travel without stopovers. Araujo is not the only important player omitted by Bielsa for these friendlies. He has taken the same decision with Federico Valverde of Real Madrid and Darwin Núñez of Al Hilal, among others. With Araujo rested during this international break, Hansi Flick can breathe a little easier, knowing that one of his key defenders will not suffer any injuries while on national team duty. So far this season, Araujo has played 6 times across all competitions, even scoring a goal in the process. The 26-year-old did not play any part in the midweek 1-2 defeat to PSG, however, and is expected to start on Sunday against Sevilla. Who among Pau Cubarsí, Andreas Christensen and Eric Garcia will partner with him remains to be seen. 2 stars Barcelona are closely monitoring as search for left-footed centre-back heats up. Barcelona lost their only left-footed centre-back this summer with the unexpected departure of Íñigo Martínez to Saudi Arabia. The club prioritized saving his salary given that the position was considered well covered, but in doing so, they were left without a specific profile at the back. The sporting department is currently compiling reports on left-footed central defenders who could be available on the market next summer. As such, Sport reports that Barcelona are closely following two players for the role, Nico Schlotterbeck of Borussia Dortmund and Sporting CP star Goncalo Inacio. Schlotterbeck's situation makes him an attractive target. Schlotterbeck has established himself as a top-level player at Dortmund in recent years, earning a place in the German national team. He can operate both as a left-sided centre-back and as a full-back, fitting the profile Barcelona are searching for. The 25-year-old is hesitant about renewing his contract, which expires in 2027, possibly because of significant offers from elsewhere, and Barcelona are believed to be interested in his situation. Schlotterbeck is believed to prioritize a move to a club that can guarantee major titles, and he would view Barcelona as an attractive option. By next summer, with only 1 year left on his contract, his transfer fee would be more than reasonable. Although his market valuation stands at €40 million, he could be available for considerably less. Goncalo Inacio also on the radars. As per the report, Barcelona are also closely tracking Goncalo Inacio of Sporting CP, whose contract also expires in 2027 and who has not yet renewed. In fact, the Catalan sporting director, Deco, already held a meeting with the 24-year-old defender's agent, suggesting that the interest in the player is quite concrete. Much like Schlotterbeck, Inacio will also be entering the final year of his contract in 2026 and could be available for a reasonable price. Barcelona will need to analyze the centre-back position for the future. Andreas Christensen's contract is due to expire, and his continuity remains uncertain. If the Dane leaves, the club will have to look to the market, with the priority being to sign a defender with long-term potential. Both Inacio and Schlotterbeck share similar profiles, combining a good age with significant international experience. It remains to be seen if any moves are made on this front in the months to come. Why de la Fuente had included Lamine Yamal in Spain's squad despite knowing about injury. On Friday, FC Barcelona confirmed that Lamine Yamal would be out for 2 to 3 weeks after suffering a recurrence of the pubic discomfort that had sidelined him last month. It meant that the 18-year-old winger will not be available to face Sevilla in La Liga on Sunday and will miss Spain's upcoming matches against Georgia and Bulgaria. Details of the conversation between Lamine and Luis de la Fuente. It must be noted that Lamine had been included in the Spain squad by manager Luis de la Fuente, which was announced on Friday, before the youngster's withdrawal later in the night due to pubic discomfort. Now, according to Mundo Deportivo, de la Fuente was already aware of Lamine's condition even before he announced the Spain squad list on Friday. Indeed, de la Fuente personally called the Barcelona prodigy on Thursday, a day before announcing his squad list, and had been made aware of the situation after the 18-year-old ended the game versus PSG with severe discomfort. The coach informed Ballon d'Or runner-up that he would not be involved in the matches with La Roja but explained that, as long as Barca had not issued an official statement, his duty was to include him in the list so that the Refef's medical team could assess him at Los Roses. If he would be unfit, as the player himself indicated, he would then return to Barcelona. This procedure was conditional on Barcelona not releasing a medical report beforehand. However, the club did not do so, neither after the match against PSG nor on Thursday. Nor did they send the requested medical report to Los Roses that day. As a result, de la Fuente named Yamal in his squad despite knowing that he would be unable to face Sevilla due to ongoing pubic discomfort. Finally, late on Friday evening, the RFEF announced Yamal's withdrawal after finally receiving Barcelona's medical report, which confirmed the pubic discomfort. Constant communication. Throughout the week, there had been several contacts between Barcelona and the RFEF. Barcelona sporting director, Deco, spoke on more than one occasion with Aitor Karanka, the RFEF sporting director for men's football. Initially, that chat was to settle the controversy following the exchange of comments between Hansi Flick and de la Fuente, and later to discuss the status of the players eligible for the squad. The latest conversations took place this week. Barcelona may have stumbled in Paris, but the spirit of resilience and ambition within the club is stronger than ever. With Laporta emphasizing unity and determination, key players like Araujo being protected from unnecessary fatigue, strategic transfer planning underway, and the careful management of talents like Yamal, the Blaugrana are clearly preparing for both the present and the future. As they gear up for the clash against Sevilla and beyond, one thing is certain: Barcelona remain focused, united and ready to fight for glory on all fronts.